Hello and peace and blessings, everyone. It's Nicole here. I know it's been a while since I made a video. There's been a lot happening in my life, a lot of new things, new transitions, and a lot of just kind of recalibrating my energy. I've been going through, like many of you, a lot of transformation. And so, what that meant for me is the opportunity to learn, to gather, to kind of go within. And so that's why I haven't been on camera as much, but you can expect to find me doing more videos, teaching more classes in the near future. So today's video was inspired about this upcoming full moon. So there's a lot of buzz about this full moon. I can't believe how many articles that I see about Friday the 13th and the full moon and this auspicious time. And it's just, to me, it's awesome because I see the shift in consciousness, right? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't see as much information about the moon cycles or about what's happening in astrology, but now it's so mainstream. And I think that's a beautiful thing because there is this shift of consciousness that's happening. And when we can be aware of all of these beautiful things that do affect our energy, we can be more empowered. So whether that's a full moon, a new moon, a planet that's transiting or one that's retrograding, all of these things are really information that we can use to help ourselves understand better how we're feeling, how we're going through life, how certain things are affecting us emotionally or mentally or energetically. And again, we can use this information to empower us. So it's just, I wanted to speak on that because I definitely see the shift. Like when I was first learning about all this stuff about 12 years ago, there wasn't as much mainstream coverage. And maybe it's just because the internet is, what it is today. I don't know, but it just seems like there is definitely more emphasis and more focus on these particular things, like full moons. So many of you are probably already feeling the effects of this full moon. I know I am. Last night I had, I don't know, almost I would call it some sort of breakdown, but it was really a breakthrough. And I just got super emotional and I was just crying. And it was, now I understand it was a process of releasing and letting go of things that have been built up and pent up. Because in my work, I am constantly supporting others. I am constantly giving out to others. And so I don't always give myself time to fully express and to heal and let go of my stuff and also the stuff that I pick up. Now I go through my processes of cleansing and things of that nature, but I don't oftentimes give myself the time to just, to release, to have a good cry, to just let it go, to allow myself to feel what I feel because I'm too busy trying to heal others. So last night I was in a position where I could just really let it go. It's like the floodgates came out and I was, just expressing what was going on, all of those things that had been kind of tucked away. I was able to hear myself. I was able to listen to that aspect of myself and those parts of me that needed to be expressed. But then I can also come in from the place of loving, compassionate, the observer me who didn't get all caught up in the emotion, and to say, it's okay to be where you are. It's okay to feel what you feel. This is just part of your process of releasing and cleansing. And with this being a Pisces full moon, Pisces is a water sign, and typically during water signs, we're more sensitive. The full moon itself is, going to exacerbate whatever emotions are there underneath the surface. But when we have, the moons that fall in the water signs, we can tend to feel a little more sensitive and more emotional. So if you're feeling that way, just know that it's part of it. It's just the energy that's in the air. There's nothing wrong with you. It's totally okay to cry if you're feeling extra weepy like I was last night. Go ahead and let it go, because that's part of your healing process, all right? So it's no need to hold it in. It's no need to feel like you have to be strong. It's no need to feel like you gotta even keep it together. If you feel like crying, then cry, because crying is it's a very healing, to me, ritual in a way. So it's allowing those emotions to be expressed. And if you can just get out of the way and not judge yourself, then you can do some really powerful cleansing and healing in the process. Okay, so back to this full moon, right? And so typically, like I said, during a full moon, everything is heightened. It's the fullest, most yang part of the moon cycle. And so this is really also a good time to connect spiritually, to connect to our intuition, being that we do have that Pisces energy that's really all about the spiritual realm and connecting to a higher power, something greater to ourselves. So this is a good opportunity to tap in, whether it's through meditation or breath work or Qigong or yoga or prayer or whatever your process is. Connecting to something greater than yourself is going to be really beneficial at this time. So be open to the guidance that comes, because you're likely to get a lot of messages if you create the space to just listen. Okay? Another thing that you can do during this full moon is to make sure that you ground yourself, because being that we are caught up in a lot of this spiritual energy, sometimes we can be more ethereal and less rooted. So make sure that you're making time to also ground yourself and to connect to the earth, whether that's walking barefoot outside, sitting next to a tree, doing a grounding meditation where you're visualizing yourself really rooting and connecting to the earth. That's also going to be beneficial. And if you find yourself getting really worked up about something, because, again, full moons help to build or we tend to have more heightened sensitivity. So if you're feeling super emotional and super worked up, then grounding is a great way to go. It just means that you can take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in and out through your abdomen, and really feeling the ground beneath your feet and knowing that you are safe exactly where you are. So take the moment to ground, to connect to the earth. That's also going to be beneficial as we move through this full moon, which is really, really powerful. Now, this particular full moon, they call it a harvest moon, right? So it's coming at the end of that really yang and summer season, and we're getting ready to transition into the more yin seasons of fall and winter. So now's the time to collect and reap the harvest from all the hard work that we've done over the last few months. So being mindful of that, checking in with yourself, maybe looking at some goals you might have set at the earlier part of the summer, seeing how those goals have either come into fruition or not, or where you are in the process. Maybe it's time to reevaluate. Maybe it's time to recalibrate. But just doing a good check-in. I like to journal. So journaling is also a good time to do around the time of the full moons. And just allow yourself to express, what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what's happening, what are you grateful for, what lessons have you learned, how far have you grown or come in the last couple of months. So that's a good practice to do around this particular full moon in general, just because it's the last one before we have our fall equinox, which is going to be happening on the 23rd. So whenever we have those changes of the season, it's a good opportunity to just kind of check in and to see what has happened at this particular point and what's happened since the last big change of the seasons, which would have been around June 21st to June 22nd at the summer solstice. Okay, so doing like a quick review and just seeing how things have progressed over the last few months, where you are, and start to think about where you want to be in the next 3 months at the time we reach the winter solstice. So taking time to just kind of go within yourself, do some journaling, do some checking in, a little reflection is a wonderful practice to do during the full moon. Now, this particular full moon, I may have touched on it a little bit, is a very cleansing full moon. So many of us are feeling that in our own unique way, whether it's being inspired to clear our space, inspired to declutter, inspired to clean up our diet, to eat a little differently, making some better choices. Maybe you're inspired to get a new look, to change your appearance in some way, or to exercise, to move your body. All of this is part of that cleansing process. And Virgo energy brings that in its own. So we are, well into Virgo season. So you may have been noticing this over the last couple of weeks. You're inspired to make some positive changes in your life, which is really helping to elevate your frequency and to help you to vibrate higher. And we are all trying to move into that space of vibrating higher. And that's part of our life's journey, part of our life's path, is embracing more of what is nurturing and healing, more love and joy in our lives, and being able to release the things that are inhibiting us from experiencing those, because those things are our birthright, right? So being mindful of how you're feeling, and if you're inspired to make some positive or new changes, then go with that, ride that energy. I know one of the things that I do is that I work with clients in cleansing their energy. So if you feel inspired to do like a really deep energetic cleanse, seeking out a practitioner that does Reiki or pranic healing or medical Qigong or chakra healing work can also benefit you. Because there are things we can do on our own, but there are also ways that we can get assistance, and we can discover things that we may not have been able to discover on our own by seeking out a professional healer. So that is also a way to support you energetically. And if you have any questions, I'll be sure to leave a link at the bottom where you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to work with you in that space. But, anything we can do to clear our internal space as well as our external space is very good to do around the time of the full moon. So releasing and letting go of things that are not serving us in this moment. And remember, we are changing day to day, moment to moment. So what might have been good for us last week may not be good for us today in this moment. And so that to know that you're always shifting and you're always changing, and we are constantly evolving on this journey of life. So if there's a way for you to assist that evolution, then by all means, we want to take advantage of that. And one of the ways you can do that is by keeping your energy field clear and clean. Also practicing Qigong. Of course, I have to throw that in there, but that's something you can do on your own. Watching Qigong videos, practicing, 5-10 minutes a day can even make a difference. Okay. So make sure to get some Qigong in. I am going to be making a video Qigong with the full moon. So look forward to that in the next day or so that you can use to support you in this, cleansing and transitional time that we're in. Awesome. Another thing that you can do during this full moon is to just really be patient with yourself, because there is so much shifting right now energetically. So that means even though what's happening out here is happening out here, it's also affecting us internally. So many of you are probably already feeling the effects of this internal shifting and transformation. And it's an ongoing thing, right? So it's not just at the time of the full moon or the time of the new moon. It's always happening. But it's during these times that we may notice the effects of it even more, just because what's happening with the way the moon affects our energy. So know that we are always in the state of transformation. We're always in the space of evolving, but there are certain times where we may feel it and notice it more. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it's not pleasant, but just to know that it's part of your process and that on the other side, there is beauty, right? On the other side, there is success. On the other side, there is love. On the other side, there is prosperity and abundance. So know that as you go through this, you are really working to align yourself with all of the things you've asked for. But this process is really helping us to get clear on what's in the way so that we can move it out of the way so that we can receive what's already there for us and what's already been promised to us. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself during this process. Get plenty of rest. Surround yourself with positive people, people who inspire you to grow, people who love you, people who make you feel loved. Surround yourself with those people. Listen to things that inspire you. Listen to things that lift you and encourage you. Getting that self-care in is so important as we move through these cycles of transformation, okay? So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. I didn't really have a particular theme to this video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the moon and what you may be noticing, and then some ways that you can utilize this energy, move through it, and come out even better on the other side. So I hope you found this video helpful. Again, look forward to that Qigong video. Now that I've said it out loud on this video, I'm going to make it, right? So I'm holding myself accountable. You guys hold me accountable too. Where's that video, Nicole? And I promise that I will get it out. But I just wanted to say I love you. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you for being a part of my tribe. Thank you for watching and supporting me. And I hope that there was something in this video that you can take away and just be the amazing being that you are, all right? Because, you know, there's nobody like you. You're one of a kind. You're amazing. And it's time for us to really embrace that. I know sometimes people tell me how great I am and how awesome of a healer I am and how great my energy is, but sometimes I don't always take it in. But now it's time to take it in, to own it. You gotta own it. Own that you are amazing and special and unique and divine, and you are here for a very specific reason. Nobody else can do what you came here to do. So whatever that is, it's up to you. You get to choose, you get to decide. But know that you are loved, you are supported always, and I am here as an energetic guide, and I hope to see you all progress. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy this amazing full moon, because it is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. It's already amazing. Even though I had that cry, that release last night, you know, I feel so energized today. So if you're going through a period where you're feeling like, oh, all this gunk is coming up to the surface and it doesn't feel good, know that on the other side, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel lighter, and it's all part of the process. That's all I got to say. It's all part of the process. So have an amazing day. This video, as most of my videos do, go way longer than I anticipate, but when Spirit starts to talk, I just start to allow. But I do look forward to seeing you soon. So take care and namaste. Be blessed.